Hi there, welcome to Island Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Cancer energy. And I'm just finishing up moving locations, and the only thing I have in this house is a bed and a dresser, so this is where we're doing the reading. Okay, we start out Cancer with the Devil card, the Justice card, and the Two of Pentacles. And the reason is because of the Six of Swords. We all have our own shadow nature. We all have our dualistic nature, our more shadowy, fearful, insecure, prideful, immature nature. The list goes on. And there's also other people in the world that are harnessing their more shadowy nature. And if you're trying to move forward in truth and love, looking at life from a higher perspective, your own shadow nature is going to try to stop you. Your mind, your fear, your insecurity, kind of. And then there's going to be other shadowy people in the world that are going to try to stop you. But I think you've seen the truth. You saw the truth about your own shadow nature, your own fears, your own insecurities. The truth sets us free. The Six of Swords moves away from the Five of Swords when we have mental conflict about having hope and faith and belief in ourselves, having hope and faith and belief in our dreams. And in truth and love, we can work through our self-limiting beliefs, our fears and insecurities, to get the justice we deserve, to get the balance we deserve and the peace we deserve in our life. We have this dualistic nature. It's kind of like represented by the scales of justice. And we can be tipped into our shadow nature and we feel out of balance. It causes us a lot of mental conflict. We can be in a relationship with people who are selfish or greedy or controlling or manipulative, and that causes us a lot of mental conflict. And if we do the work within ourselves to kind of not take it personally that some people are like that, and we love and believe in ourselves and we don't give up on our dreams, it helps us maintain balance within ourselves. And when we maintain balance within ourselves, other people who are in shadowy energy can't push our buttons, play on our fear, our insecurity, our competitive nature, our lustful, greedy, immature, impulsive nature, because we're no longer in that energy. We've loved ourselves to heal from our past pain and heartbreak, to be balanced. And if they don't do the same work within themselves to get balanced, then you're going to pick up your investment in them. Because in high vibe Capricorn energy, you have, it's funny, the Devil and the Two of Pentacles are both Capricorn energy. And the Devil can represent our more shadowy, worldly, earthly nature, our competitive, egotistical, fearful nature. High vibe Capricorn is where you did the work and effort to free yourself from the devil, to free yourself from your own fears and insecurities, to pick up your investment within that, to move forward in life, to go get the justice you deserve. We deserve to be free. We don't deserve to be enslaved and imprisoned by our own mind, by our own fears, or in relationships with other people who are being manipulative, controlling, bossy, selfish, greedy, abusive. We deserve to see the truth, that we deserve to have justice in our life. And if other people aren't being balanced within themselves and just and fair and treating us the way we treat them, the just and fair thing is for us to pick up our investment within them and move on. And that could be what you're doing. Some of you in particular could have had a Capricorn or a Libra in your life that you're leaving behind. Or just people who think it's more just and fair, because we all think what we do is just and fair, right? Doesn't matter if we're drinking ourselves to death or hurting other people. We all rationalize our behavior. So there could be some people that in the world that you're moving away from, because they could be people who do align with their more shadowy nature, which can be egotistical, self-centered, whatever, really more driven by money and materialism instead of love. Our shadow nature can be a lot of things. And they think it's just and fair, and they're still juggling. It's like, I want to present myself as like a just and fair and loyal and loving person in the world, but I don't really want to live my life that way and move forward in truth and love. I get hurt doing that. Isn't that why most people don't pick love? Is because they don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to face rejection, or they are very ego and image based or materialistic based or selfish, and they want to keep moving forward in their pride and ego. They have a lot of mental conflict about moving forward in truth and love, because it would mean that they'd have to let go of investing in thinking it's just and fair for them to be selfish or greedy or manipulative or whatever. And they'd rather just keep moving forward juggling. And that's how they're going to keep moving forward. And you've chose love. You're not juggling. I have seen that indulging in my shadow nature, not loving myself, not believing in myself, not standing up for myself, opens the door for shadowy people to come into my life. And it just makes my life a little bit of hell. And I don't want that. And if they want to live their life in a little bit of hell and let their fear and their insecurity and their lust and their greed and their addictions and their more immature, self-centered, whatever nature run their life, they can. That's their free will choice. But I'm moving forward in truth and love, and I'm not going to live in a little bit of hell anymore. So what are you moving towards? The Four of Cups and the Queen of Swords and having your dreams come true. You're staying focused on love and the truth, and 2 cards of Aquarius energy, which the Six of Swords was Aquarius energy also. I'm staying focused on looking at life from a higher perspective. I have hope and faith and belief I can heal, that other people can heal. If they choose to heal, that's up to them, but I'm going to move forward in truth and loving myself and believing in myself, and I'm going to take that cup of love to see life from a higher perspective, to keep moving forward in my life, believing in my dreams. And as you move forward, you are going to invest in other people who take that cup of love. Because the Four of Cups is Cancer energy, but if we're kind of in our shadow nature, we can be, and it takes time to get over past relationships. But the Three of Cups here, it can be sitting there focused on the relationships of the past that didn't work out. In order to free ourselves, we have to give ourselves the things that we wish other people in our life would have given us, because that's how we heal from that past relationship. And if we don't give ourselves the things that we wish the other people in our life would have given us, we'll keep trying to get people like that to love us. And if they've already shown us, no, I'm kind of unloving. And I think it's just unfair to kind of juggle people and move forward still in my ego or my more emotionally defensive nature or my more self-centered, selfish, greedy nature. Good luck trying to get people like that to love you. So we take that cup of love to give ourselves the things that they wish they would have given us, and have hope and faith and belief in our dreams, and we heal emotionally. And that's when we've let the past go. And, kind of life is about shedding layers of our fear, our insecurity, our past pain and heartbreak, so we can let that go and move forward, to bring our dreams into reality. And I would say you're speaking your emotional truth. Tell us what else is coming up for Cancer energy. And you and the other people in your life that are moving forward with you, people in your friend group, your children, your siblings, your family, your coworkers, and in general, just other people in the world. There's other people in the world who are getting out of jobs and relationships and friendships that were like that also. And they also are learning to love and believe in themselves and see life from a higher perspective. I'm not going to stay in a relationship or a job where it's unhealthy, where people are being selfish and greedy and prideful and egotistical and unloving. And so the people that are on the same page as you are moving forward with you in the world, and the people who aren't on the same page as you, who keep moving forward thinking they know better, they don't have to learn to love themselves, they don't have any layers of fear, insecurity, or ego to shed. They're going to keep moving forward in their pride and ego, and they're going to keep ignoring love, and they're going to keep being emotionally defensive to believing in their dreams, because somewhere along the line they could have been in relationships with people who are like that, and they felt betrayed, like we do when we're in relationships with people like that. And instead of offering them self-love to heal, they've decided, I'm going to ignore love, I'm going to be defensive, it's going to be all about me now. When I get in relationships, in the Devil card, it's going to be all about me. I'm not going to be vulnerable again. Sadly, we get in relationships with people to get clear about what our truth is versus what their truth is. And to get clear about what our truth is and not give up on our dreams and keep moving forward. Some people, though, we can get hurt by people and we kind of take it more personally. Like, why didn't that person love me? Why was that person manipulative? Why was, it can be confusing, needless. And some people never, it's always to stay. Like, I feel like I missed an opportunity of love with someone who is maybe emotionally cold and defensive and self-centered and egotistical, and they're like, you know I need to make that person love me, or people like that love me. So they're almost drawn, I think, subconsciously. If we don't heal from the past and learn to love and believe in ourselves, I think we'll subconsciously be drawn to get in relationships with the very type of people in our past who hurt us, because we haven't seen the truth yet. That it's not us. They're kind of selfish. They're kind of self centered. They're kind of defensive to being loving. And we just have to see the truth of it, that it isn't us. And some people haven't seen the truth that it's not them. Or some people have always been very self centered and prideful and egotistical, and they do think it's all about them, and it doesn't have to do with anybody in their past. They're just a narcissistic, egotistical, self centered person who think people are just supposed to indulge them in a relationship, and it's all about them. You know? You can listen to your intuition about the different people in your life. Have they not healed from past pain and heartbreak, or in their self-defensive mode or self-centered mode, they're just very egotistical. What else is going on for Cancer energy? The Nine of Swords, because of the Page of Wands, you're going to keep focused on love and loving your own inner child nature and having that hopeful, believing nature to keep taking that hopeful, believing action in your life. There might be some people in your life that you view as being other people who see life from a higher perspective that you think your dreams could come into reality with, and you might be thinking about communicating with those people. It might be someone that you feel like you missed an opportunity with in the past. Because when we make a choice to get in certain relationships or friendship groups, we don't move forward in other relationships and other friendship groups. And so there might be people that would have liked to have been your friend, been a romantic interest of yours, but because you went on your journey, they went on their journey, because we all have different life lessons to learn, a relationship could have not worked out, maybe didn't come into reality. And people are just still also trying to balance out their emotions about the past so that they can. Here we have the Four of Cups. And by seeing life from a higher perspective, loving yourself, believing in your dreams, you're giving yourself that extra cup of love to go from the Four of Cups to the Five of Cups, to keep letting go of the past. The Temperance card is about educating yourself, wrapping your brain around this game of life and balancing out your strong emotions that you have. Because we could have thought certain people were going to be a part of our life. Again, if that's siblings or children or parents or long-term friend or whatever, or romantic interest. We had a wish and a dream of how we thought things were going to go, and it takes time. And the Temperance card talks about being patient, letting the divine help you balance out your strong emotions about the fact that relationships in the past that didn't work out, to continue to focus on hope and faith and belief and love. Keep looking towards the future. Keep being patient with yourself. Keep being bold and brave and confident within yourself. Ooh, I don't want 5 at the end. 1 or 2 or 3 cards at the most, please. The 8 of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups, and the 2 of Swords, because of the 10 of Swords. There's a maximum of 10 in each suit, and the 10 talks about completing a cycle. We started out with the 6 of Swords, then we went to the 9 of Swords. So in this area here of offering yourself love, to look at life from a higher perspective and have hope and faith and belief in your dreams, you were working on taking back past pain and heartbreak from people who you feel could have broken your heart or betrayed you. And here you've taken back feeling heartbroken. You've taken back the 3 of Swords. Someone no longer has that You're not letting other people control how you feel about your life and how you view your life. You have healed and you are looking forward to looking at life maybe more as an adventure to be lived again, because Temperance card is Sagittarius energy, and in high vibe it is, you know what? Life's an adventure to be lived. I'm going to come into contact with people. I have a lot of lessons to learn. I might have had to learn to love and believe in myself and be more bold and brave and confident within myself. I might have had past pain and heartbreak that I hadn't really dealt with. And that's why certain people came into my life, because I had to learn to love myself, my own inner child nature, not looking for other people and being codependent on other people for them to love me. I needed to learn to love myself. I needed to deal with some of my past pain and heartbreak, and some of the people you could have come into contact with could have reminded you of people that you had unresolved issues with. It's like sometimes like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I married my mom, or, oh my gosh, that's the exact type of relationship I was in before. But, and then to realize that not everybody views life the same way you do. Some people have different dreams. Some people are motivated more by money and materialism, and they might want to be in a relationship with you because you're very loving and giving or warm. But the whole reason for them being in it is more because it's good for their image or their status, and they really don't operate in foundations from a place of love. It is more about being in relationships because of their fear or their codependency or their ego or their image or whatever. And you want to be in relationships with people who are authentically loving. And we have lessons to learn that not everybody is like the way we are. Some people never deal with some of their issues, and it's just to wear a false mask in a relationship. So anyway, then we get to the Ten of Swords, which is finishing out a cycle. As you go through this whole period of working through your own past pain and heartbreak and your self-limiting beliefs, that's going to stop you from repeating this cycle, because you've done the work within yourself. You put in the work and effort in Virgo energy to gain insight and understanding about the whole situation. What lessons was I meant to learn from this life experience? Oh, that some people are toxic, some people are selfish, some people are greedy, some people, their idea of the perfect ideal relationship is where they get to be maybe manipulative and controlling, and immature, and you're just supposed to balance out your emotions being in a relationship with them. That's their perfect relationship, and you're like, that's not my idea of a perfect relationship. See ya. You have finished out a cycle, and you have learned the lessons you were meant to learn from it, that you're going to have that new beginning. You have learned to put in the work and effort to align with loving yourself and trusting your intuition to guide you. Because we could have also ignored our intuition in the past because of our own fears and codependencies and things like that. And the truth is, our intuition was given to us as a gift to help guide us. And you've learned the lesson to start listening to your intuition more. And I would say, because here we have the Two of Swords, and here we have finishing a cycle. The truth is that you learned that you had to put in work and effort to work through all your thoughts and fears and insecurities, to love yourself and align with loving yourself. And now you could be ready to take action on that truth and work with other people who are aligned, who've done that work within themselves to align with love and truth. People who harness high vibe Virgo. Oh, and Ten of Swords is Gemini energy. And Gemini energy is a dualistic sign, and it is about, what am I going to love? How do I view love? What am I going to align with in myself, my more worldly nature, my more loving, hopeful, intuitive nature? Which one am I going to align with that I believe I can manifest my dreams into reality? And you have learned it is to align with your more loving, hopeful, believing nature, because you want your justice in the world. You want your divine inheritance. And you have learned to trust your intuition to guide you. And you want to be in relationships with other people who harness high vibe Gemini, high vibe Virgo, high vibe Cancer, high vibe Libra. Other people who have done that work to shed some layers of their fear and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs so they don't keep repeating some poor past patterns. People who have gained some insight and understanding that life is about love and it is about listening to my intuition. And if you know people who harness these energies in a shadowy way, and everybody has free will of how they harness their Cancer energy, there might be some people right now who harness shadowy Cancer energy. And because they either have fears and insecurities, or they're prideful or egotistical, or they're very worldly driven, ego, money, image, status driven is the most important thing to them, and they think it's just and fair for them to live their life that way, they're going to keep moving forward, living life the way they've lived it. They're going to keep moving forward with their idea, which is to keep ignoring love, to keep being defensive, to like believing that there's a higher truth or justice to aspire to, or believing in love. Their truth is, it is all either about me protecting myself emotionally, or the truth is it's all about looking like a shining star in the world. And I am going to not make my life about love because I get hurt doing that. And I'm going to make it about putting in work and effort to look like a shining star in the world. Like I have the money and the status and the image. And those people right now could be giving a lot of thought. Well, they kind of indulge their more immature nature and what they're driven and motivated by. And in their fire energy, it can be more about being an immature player in the world, using their sexuality to try to get people to get in relationship with them, to get the things that they want in the world. And it can be being kind of all self-focused and kind of being prideful and egotistical. They definitely live more from their mind and their heart. And those people could be sad. Some people who are like to be manipulative and controlling in relationships, they could be sad that other people balanced out their emotions and loved and believed in themselves and listened to their intuition and moved away from them. They were hoping those people would keep being sad and just keep balancing out their emotions about being in a relationship with someone like them. But the other people did balance out their emotions and did heal from their past pain and heartbreak, which is something this person has never done. And they're sad that other people are able to do that, because if they didn't do that, they'd keep moving forward with them in a relationship, and they'd keep being able to indulge in a relationship with them for their own selfish, greedy, prideful reasons. But since those people moved on, this person is going to try to put work and effort into a new relationship, being in denial that they're sabotaging themselves, and it probably won't go the way they think it will, because they're not being like truthful and honest and just and fair and open and honest and authentic. They're just creating an illusion, and they're in denial of the truth that they kind of sabotage themselves, because if they think it's just and fair for them to indulge in relationships but not really invest emotionally and authentically in relationships, well, the same cycle could happen again over and over, you know? Other people who really want the dream to come into reality are going to see that this person is kind of indulging themselves in a relationship without really investing themselves honestly and authentically. You know, they never complete cycles. They kind of get up in their head, maybe in their fear and their insecurities, and they sabotage the relationship because they have all these unresolved issues from their past that they don't ever deal with. And they just think, no, I don't have to deal with it. Instead of harnessing high vibe Virgo energy and putting in work and effort to work through all their fears and insecurities about love and about trusting their intuition again, because again, maybe at some point in time they had followed their intuition and they got in a relationship that they felt betrayed in and hurt in and sad about. Well, what was the truth of why that relationship didn't work out? Was it something about them? Were they kind of immature and selfish and greedy and prideful and whatever? You know, you got to see the truth. Or did the relationship not work out because the other people were kind of manipulative or prideful or egotistical or fearful or insecure, immature? It's just to see the truth. We were meant to learn lessons from it. And some people they just don't want to self-reflect or deal with it at all, because either they don't want to see the truth about how they contributed to those relationships not working out, or they just take it personally and they don't see the truth and see that other people are kind of, they just take it upon themselves, like it all had to do with me and people don't love me, and they have that lack mentality, or they have these unrealistic ideas about, it can be so many things. But instead of self-reflecting, when they get all up in their head, it's kind of like, I know, I'm going to go get in a relationship, or indulge and put work and effort and invest time, energy, and effort in the things of the world to make me feel better. Maybe if I can go find someone else to get in a relationship, it'll make me feel better. And maybe if we go from the 2 to, or the reason it came out is because of the 10, people all up in their head. Then they go get in another relationship or indulge in something in the world, and they, for a while, it can get rid of the 8 of Swords of being up in a mental prison. It's like getting a fix. It makes you feel better for a little bit. And it's just like, now I feel better. But they're still not seeing the truth. If you go indulge in those things in the world or in other people, like, you're supposed to make me feel better, I don't have to do the work within myself to work through my own fears and insecurities. It's always looking for that next fix, that next relationship, that next drink, that next drug, that next whatever, that next ego boost. But they never learn to do the work within themselves, so they carry this baggage with them constantly everywhere they go, and they keep thinking, oh no, this time it'll work out. But the same cycle happens again. All that fear and insecurity is there. They could be in a relationship initially with people that are just and fair and want to move forward with them to bring a dream into reality. But then they start to get fearful because the other people are offering them love. They don't trust love. In order to keep moving forward, they have to love themselves to see life from a higher perspective. They have a lot of fear and insecurity of their more vulnerable nature being hurt. And then they sabotage the relationship, basically, and start ignoring love, start focusing more on the relationships of the past that didn't work out. And then they kind of put in work and effort to end the relationship because being so fearful of being hurt or other people leaving them or blah, 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 or that the other people want them to put work and effort into themselves and self-reflect, and they don't want to do that. It's just like, I'll just go get in a different relationship. I don't want to deal with my issues. I want to be in denial of the truth that I sabotage relationships because of my fear or my insecurity, or I have these illusions about relationships that I've decided it has to be all about me. And, other people want to be in relationships with people where it's not just all about them, that one person. It's about the whole, where everybody puts aside their pride and ego for the betterment of the relationship or the family. And some people are like, oh, no, it always has to be about me because I have a lot of fear and insecurity. I have to be the most important person in the relationship because I have a lot of fear and insecurity. And if everybody isn't oriented around me, all my fears and insecurities come up, and then I'll start sabotaging the relationship because I'm not in control of the relationship. And I'm fearful, and all my insecurities come out, and I'll sabotage it. So anyway, you high vibe people are moving forward with the people in your life who've also moved away and distanced themselves from people like that in their life, who've also dealt with their own fears and insecurities to see life from a higher perspective. So it doesn't matter if you're in a relationship or not. The people who are moving forward with you are the people who have done that work within themselves. You're distancing yourself from people who don't do that work within themselves to see life from a higher perspective, to have hope and faith and belief, who might be pretty fearful, insecure, self-centered, don't really want to invest in people. And you're all moving forward focused on healing from your past pain and heartbreak so that you can keep putting in work and effort to move forward in life, keep growing and maturing yourself, and you're all listening to love and intuition to guide you. And if you're not in a relationship, I think you're like a romantic relationship. I think you're either you did already communicate to someone who you might feel is someone else who's on the same page as you, but they might be in a situation where they're sad, that they could have gotten themselves in a situation just like you had been, and you could be trying to encourage them to put in work and effort to work through all their own fears and insecurities, to love and believe in themselves and listen to their intuition. Tell us about the people who harness high vibe Cancer energy. What's coming up for those people in high vibe Cancer energy? We all deserve to love and believe in ourselves, and we all deserve to be in relationships with other people who treat us the way we treat them. And if we're being just and fair and balanced and loyal and loving, and we're not indulging our kind of more selfish, greedy, prideful, egotistical, manipulative ways of being, then we deserve to be in a relationship with other people who discipline themselves in that way too. High vibe Cancers are going to heal. Why? Because they believe in their dreams. And the Seven of Cups comes after the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups can be about reconciling ourselves with the past. And now we've offered ourselves love. We've reflected on the truth of the past and the pain and the heartbreak. And we've healed from it. We've offered ourselves that cup of love to heal from the past, to give ourselves the things that we wish other people would have given us, so that we can look to the future and see all the possibilities ahead of us. And you might heal things with other people who you view, because the Seven of Cups can be someone that you view as an emotional option, that you view that you could have a deep emotional relationship with. Tell us about the people who still have some lessons to learn. And, we all have lessons to learn. It's just where we're at in life, Well, what they're either in the King of Pentacles energy, or maybe, I think the question is, what's going to be coming in your future? The other people are presenting themselves probably as a King of Pentacles, because they are moving in. The Devil card can kind of mean, I have all these things of the world, or I think I'm really attractive, or something. I don't have to deal with my past pain and heartbreak. I have all these things of the world, I think I've got it going on. I don't think I have to invest in people. I think there's people who are going to want to move forward with me because I think I'm all that, and I think I look like a shining star in the world. And I think people, if I offer a cup of love or a new emotional beginning to people, I think people are going to want to be in a relationship with me because of what I look like, or what they think they look like, or because of the money they have, or whatever. And then when they are in that relationship, it's more focused on them indulging their more immature, fiery nature, my wants, my needs, my lust, my greed, my pride, my ego. And they're also going to put a lot of thought and effort into trying to make their partner stay in their sadness, in their fear, in their insecurity. They might do things purposely in a relationship that are kind of unhealthy. Maybe being emotionally cold and defensive and not offering their partner love. So their partner will be up in their head about it, and they'll be sad and, kind of loving people, kind of keep putting work and effort to make a relationship work. And they're like, that's perfect. You keep being focused on me. You keep putting in work and effort to make the relationship work. And I'm going to keep putting in work and effort, indulging, living more from my mind than my heart in this relationship. And if you keep putting in work and effort and being in denial of the truth that I'm not putting in the same work and effort that you are to be loving and just and fair and balanced, that works for me. I'll keep being selfish and greedy and prideful and abusive and unkind and unloving, and you keep putting in work and effort to make it work. That's great. You're my ideal partner. So they're going to keep being in their worldly nature, presenting themselves as a loving family person to get people to be in relationship with them. And if they've already rejected loving people in their life, they've kind of needless aligned with their, it's kind of like God gave them an opportunity. They had loving people in their life that they could have seen life from a higher perspective. They could have healed from their past pain and heartbreak and dealt with their past pain and heartbreak and move forward with loving people in their life. But if those people were in denial of that and they decided, nope, I'm not going to put in work and effort to love and believe in myself. I don't want to be in a relationship with other people who love and believe in themselves, because then they're not making me like the most important person in the relationship, making it all about me. They might get in a relationship with someone who's just like them, someone else. They kind of aligned with their more worldly false mask person. They might end up getting in a relationship with someone who's like themselves, who also presents himself as being like a stable, grounded, loving, nurturing family person, but it's all a mask. And they might get in a relationship with someone who's just like them, who also has a lot of fears and insecurities, or who also operates from pride and ego, who also might be self-centered and materialistic. And they might be willing to keep moving forward in that relationship because if it makes them look like a shining star and neither partner is requiring the other person to grow and mature themselves, they both might feel like they're missing an opportunity in love. But if neither one of them are people who really want to connect in with their emotions anyway, and they both can kind of live more of an emotionally defensive way of being in the relationship and still stay in a relationship for the money and the materialism and the status and image, this might be their dream relationship. I think people who align with their shadowy energy are always pretty stressed because the divine planted a seed within them to grow to their full potential, and they know they're not doing that. And they could know that they're ignoring love and missing out on loving relationships because of the fact that they never deal with their past pain and heartbreak, so it makes them defensive to love, and they end up rejecting loving people and getting in relationships with people that aren't very loving. But for some people, they're going to put work and effort into that relationship, being in denial that they sabotaged themselves, that they had an opportunity with loving people in their life to heal, to work through their fears and insecurities and have their dreams come into reality. But because they let their shadow nature, the devil, their fear, their insecurity, their lust, their greed, their addictions or whatever run their life, they're going to keep putting in work and effort into relationships with other people who probably also don't deal with their issues. And they both might feel backstabbed and betrayed. But the truth was they would prefer to live a life of illusion and denial than to deal with the truth. So they might look like they have it all, but they don't really have it all. All they have is things and facade. So there you go, Cancer energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.